up, guys? I am doing the Sword of Achilles from Troy. So there's a couple of things different about this sword. I went to my steel guy that I get my steel from. He sells it at like 40% market value, but it's usually just like cold rolled or mild steel. But he was like, "Hey, I was thinking of you, and I got you tool steel." And I was like, "Sweet!" So yeah, this sword is going to be made out of tool steel, so it is going to be one tough mama. So the first step is going to be to cut it out. So let's do that. Alright, so we are almost ready to start cutting, but there's one thing that I have to worry about that I don't normally have to worry about with this type of steel, and that is the temper. I want to keep the temper as good as it is right now. So I have to take my cuts very slowly and do very slow passes. Just, you know, take a pass, come back, take a pass, come back, you know, and because if this steel gets too hot, then it will lose its temper. Now, one way to know that is if it starts to turn yellow, that means just back off and let it cool down. And if it goes blue, that means I ruined it. And I mean, I'll probably still make the sword, but it won't be as good as it could have been. So, gotta be careful. Take it slow. Alright. As you can see, I fucked up. Try to get it in focus. It is blue. Alright guys, so I did a little bit more than what the last clip shows. I started sharpening it, and I still need to do this edge and the rest of this edge, but I can't find that clip anywhere where I was sharpening this. So basically, we're going to continue to sharpen, and after we're done sharpening, we're going to add the spine that goes along here. So let's do that. Sharp. When working with swords, be careful! Doing the polish on it now. So I'm just taking a 80 grit and just kind of doing a once over with the sanding block. It's nice and smooth. And I want to show you guys, ow, it's hot. I want to show you guys what this Scotch-Brite Interleaf flap disc does to the polish. It's pretty amazing. So, this is what I've used it pretty heavily, but it's just Scotch-Brite. This is the medium grit, and we're going to show you what it does to the polish, like, immediately. So, here we go. Okay. This is why you don't wear baggy clothes. Hang on. How do I show this? Ah! It's all up in my sweatshirt. Yeah. Oh, damn. It's in there, man. Oh no. Oh, it went in the pocket. Oh no, I love this sweatshirt. Oh. So this is the polish of just the hand sanding. You know, it's kind of splotchy, little highs and lows. This is after the Scotch-Brite. It still needs to be evened out with the wire wheel, but it's a lot shinier. And it's a lot more even. So yeah. Alright, so this is a piece of round bar. I think it's a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to polish it. And it's going to be the spine of it, but it needs a few steps of preparation. So we'll set this. It's a little fast. So, what we got going on here is if we take the calipers, we do a dive check to see how thick the bar is. It's about 0.25, so it is about a 1/4 inch. And if I look at this piece of aluminum here, it's about half of that, 0.120. So what we do is we put this here and we clamp it down at the end here, and then we take the grinder and we grind flat along down to this bar. There's a little bit of push, so I'll mind that when I'm grinding, and I want to take this whole bar down halfway. And that's going to be the flat that goes on the sword, so then you'll have a hemisphere for the spine. So that's what we're doing now. I wish I would have got that on camera. I went to go down to with the calipers to check the depth. And I freaking touched my forehead on the bar. Can you see it? Right there. Ouch. It hurt. So now I'm just taking the sand. Oh man, way too hot. It's a little bit curved. I figured out that down here I fixed this end with weld, and the whole bar went whoop because it was, you know, getting hot. It's very hot. So I'm gonna let that cool, straighten it out, and then we'll continue. It's a little bit curved, but this is, mind you, this is getting cut in half because there's two sides of the blade. Let's see if I can, from that to that to that. Alright, so it's going to look something like that. Starts there for sure. And then it goes, it's kind of short of the tip. Like right there. I do have a blueprint on this, but the blade shape changed pretty drastically just because of how thin it is, that when I was sharpening it, it was removing material. So it's kind of its own thing now. And I'm going to do that to both ends of both. Alright, so I got the spine roughly centered, and then I took the calipers and kind of went like this along these lines that I drew, perpendicular to the center line that is kind of faded now, but it measures equal from here to here, here to here, here, there's a line there, here to there. So I'm going to drill holes and then line up the other spine on the opposite side, drill through that, and then tap it, then put screws through, and then we'll cut the screws off, weld over, polish back, and it should be pretty good. The only concern I have so far is, I don't know if you can see, there's a little gap right there. I might have to do the screws and then get the oxyacetylene and bend that down a little bit just to make that sink down a little bit. Yeah, so okay, here we go. Alright, so I'm actually, now that I did the first hole, I'm going to tap it and put a screw through at both ends. Maybe 3 screws. And then I'll clamp the other one on the other side. Oh, you bitch. Oh. It might just live in there. Alright guys, I admitted defeat. No matter how much freaking cutting oil I used or anything, it just, the tool steel would not tap. So I went ahead and I welded along the spine, filled in all the holes. There's one right there. And I started grinding back. I think it still has the possibility to look decent if I do a good enough job cleaning up this weld. I'm obviously going to weld the other side as well. So this is it roughly cleaned up. There's still some holes and pits because my welding sucks, so does my welder. God, I wish I had a TIG welder. Man, I wish I had a TIG welder. This would have been so much cleaner. I got to fill in this hole here and a bunch of stuff here, but now it's time to weld the other side and pretty much ruin everything I just did. Yeah. Just taking a Scotch-Brite over it to kind of even everything out, but that is the first spine put on. It still has some holes like right there, there, maybe a little bit here, but I'm very happy with how it came out. It's been a minute since I last filmed. Today is the 16th of October, and the last time I filmed was the 5th. Now, that's because I had to keep cutting this spine back off, because when I would weld here and here, and then I did a weld. And what happened was it pulled the spine out of center. So I had to cut it off. This is kind of what the other side looks like. It's got a lot of Mars and things, but that'll all clean up. Believe it or not, this side looked exactly like this side, and it looks pretty damn good. So yeah, we're going to get this other spine ready to be put on. Something like that. And then we're going to weld it on.
I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. Ooh, but that's how I feel. etymological dictionary. Don't wanna see me lose control, God forbid, talking venomous bars. What you gonna do, nigga? What you gonna do, right? Don't be loving this shit. What you know about?
So the FCC won't let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. So
bitches, they come, they go. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo.
Alright, so I just finished welding the second side, and it's much cleaner. You can see that I carried a bead a little bit better. It kind of fell apart towards the end to the right there, but started off good. So now it's time to let that cool so it doesn't go whoop. You know, it'll bend if under the heat if I leave it, take it unclamped while it's hot like that, and then clean it up. Yeah.
Bitches, they come, they go. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday.
if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, would you capture it? Or just release it?
Bitches, they come, they go. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Bitches, they come, they go. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday.
Alright guys, so I just got done doing the polish, filling all the holes. Let's see if I can show you. There's still some holes, but I called it. With this welder, there's not much I can do. There's gonna be holes, but it's still not terrible looking, and the polish is pretty good. You can kind of see. It looks pretty good. So now it's time to put the etch on. There's a pattern that whoosh, swoops up around this. So let's do that. Alright, so I got most of it masked off. I left the curve that goes along the edge off. There wasn't much for the vinyl to stick to, and I'll carve it in manually. So let's set up the bath. So that's turned out pretty damn clean. I'm pretty pleased with it. I still gotta grind in the swirl that goes around here and around here, because like the vinyl on this edge wouldn't stick, so I'm gonna have to use like the needle bits to put in a line along there. But you can see that I don't know if you can see the weld etched a little bit differently, especially near the spine. So I'm gonna have to clean those areas up as well, but it turned out pretty good. Something I don't know if you guys realized or not is this sword is supposed to be brass. Now, with this etching now put in, I really want to see what it looks like with its brass color. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to brass it real quick. It's not going to, obviously it's not going to last. It's still going to weld the handle on. There's crap on that brush. But yeah, well, I just want to get an idea of what it'll look like. Alright, that's it golden. I still got to clean up these lines around here. They're pretty rough, and there's little scratch marks like right there where it's skittered off from the line. But yeah, it's gonna look sweet golden. Alright guys, so today is the 23rd of October. Been working on this for about 2 months, and I got about 20 minutes of video so far, and that's a little bit too long. So I'm going to cut this into 2 parts, but it's looking pretty good. I still got to do the handle, the tempering. I have to temper this because I destroyed the temper. I know a lot of you laughed, you know, as soon as I said, hey, I'm not going to ruin the temper. I ruined the temper. So another thing, 1,000 subscribers, guys. Holy crap, that is unbelievable. I'm so grateful for 1,000 subscribers, and I hope you guys stick around for the next 1,000 and stick around to see me complete this sword of Achilles. It's got some weight to it too. It feels good. This is going to be my Renfest sword. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, to this part, you're the real MVP, and see you for part 2.